can it be? Showing up with Tony T, yes, Ramon SEO. To the double T, be fuddling these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing out. It's plain to see. The bonus scheme is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game is sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this.
And a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Mornings Team for Monday, February 5th. We've reached Super Bowl week here in Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world. This week, home of the world's, well, second biggest sporting event. How's that? We got the Super Bowl here this week at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. I'm still up for a ticket. Anybody, if you want to get me there, I've been to the bowl before. I'm experienced, so have me along as your travel buddy. Anyway, maybe we'll hit up the NFL experience or uh, some of the parties. Maybe I'll be on Radio Row. Good morning, everybody. Hi, welcome to the show. We're gonna have a little show. Okay, every day I keep saying we'll get a short show, a short show. If this show's not the shortest show uh, I've done here in 6 months, and I don't know how long I can go. Hey, how'd you guys do yesterday with our basketball action? For the most part, it was a busy day of sports if you're into some other things, but a pretty light card yesterday with the college basketball. Pretty busy NBA card certainly, but not all the matchups were great, and still got a little bit of rest here for hockey. 2 games today as we are back in action uh, in the NHL, and the NBA card has 6 games, and there's a college card. Just want to say Tony T's already got his college previews up, so I encourage you to check his videos out for the action here today, including he's got Miami and Virginia, Idaho and Sacramento State. He's got Kansas and Kansas State. He's got also Morgan State and North Carolina Central on the extra board. So I'll just look at a couple of other games and maybe take your requests. But, we got MEAC, we got SWAC mostly today, and a few big games or major conference games, certainly, as I mentioned with Tony's videos. So how'd it go yesterday for everyone, and what did you think the biggest story was? Well, other than the obvious, how are you going to go against the Kansas City Chiefs now after Taylor Swift won her record-setting fourth record album of the year at the Grammys last night? We weren't going to get through 4 minutes of the show without talking Taylor Swift this week, right? How are the 49ers going to beat this team now that Tay Tay, who's going to be at the game, won some more Grammys? Hey, you know who wasn't at the Grammys last night? No, not Travis Kelce. He's at the Super Bowl. What do you guys think? Killer Mike. Killer Mike, of course. He was arrested before the show, and didn't make it to the show. And when it was time to award his Grammy, Killer Mike was not in the show. Well, for the early show anyway. So, hey, hello, guys. I want to say hello to my friends in the chat who took time to show up here today on a light sports betting day, but things will pick up this week at the NBA trade deadline. What's going to happen there on up to Thursday? We're going to see some more movement, some more action here in the NBA moving forward. What did you think of last night's games in the association? We saw, I don't know what the standout performance was, but it had to go to Doc Rivers, the award for really messing things up. The Milwaukee Bucks yesterday. We had the Jazz here on the show as one of our winners, but the Bucks led by 14 or 15 points late, and they lost by 14 or 15 points to the Utah Jazz. So usually when you make a coaching change, hey, it's to clean up situations like that or whatever, especially given the Bucks situation. But that had to be hilarious. We had other winners yesterday. Premium winner Orlando and Detroit game to go under. We also had the Clippers Heat game here on the show. Easy winner on the under. We also had Indiana and Charlotte under here on the show. We also gave out the Timberwolves here on the show as a winner yesterday. We also had the Utah Jazz, of course, and we had a premium pick winner also Portland and Detroit game, Portland and Denver game to go under. We also gave you Portland here on the show last night. That's a little bit of a look at uh, NBA action from last night. Still have the talk about the Grammys, right? And the Clippers and the Lakers wrapping up their long road trips this week because of Grammy week. I enjoyed the Grammys very, very much. Didn't have any wagers, didn't do any wagering on the Grammys, but I always that's probably one of my favorite things to do. So I don't mind a light sports day and be able to watch the stars. Here we go. Justin's here today. He was the one who opened the doors for us, brought us his play of the day. Let me get the comments here going. Thanks everybody for coming by. The Discord also there in the chat. So just take a look at that. Head on over there. We're going to have some pretty good info in there from the crew. I put some plays in there yesterday. We had a couple winners and put in some steam. I'll put some steam in there as well. Mention some other news in there. We saw the golf tournament, the Live Golf tournament turns out to be, and as it should be, right? Kind of underestimate still to a certain extent the power of Live Golf. Not that the Pebble Beach Open isn't a great traditional tournament. It was shaping up to have a pretty good finish there yesterday. It was canceled, by the way, after 3 rounds. We already know that the event was postponed to Monday, but it's just a really treacherous weather. As I said, heading in, that it was going to be pretty bad, and they're not even going to finish this one. So they've declared the winner at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, but the Live Golf tournament turned out to be really spectacular last night if you checked it out. And when you look at it coming down the stretch, yeah, there's a little bit of top heaviness to Live Golf. But when you look at the leaderboards there, you almost end up doing a double take like you're watching a major, right? All the big names and they're all at the top. Yeah, because the field maybe half filtered, maybe even 3/4 filtered now with top players over there. But they came down to a spectacular finish. Wasn't the best golf down the stretch, but they were able to finish their tournament beating the darkness last night. 4 extra holes last night with Joaquin Niemann defeating his boyhood idol, Sergio Garcia. They played 4 holes and they were they were speeding on the golf course to go back to the tee 4 times. Tough part was, the course was, hey, you're playing at a country club. The course was not difficult this weekend at the Live Golf down there, but they kept playing that same hole, and finally it got a little too late for Sergio and might have mishit a shot, and Niemann ends up winning. And Rahm, in his debut event, he kind of folded there at this end, but his team won, and you can always take consolation in that in Live Golf. The team concept. So that's one other thing. Hello, Gerardo. He'll have our soccer action today. We got typical Monday action here. How about yesterday, the big game? We were on leading into the game, the big game in the EPL yesterday, of course, but there will be action today. Brentford and Man City going at it. But of course, Arsenal yesterday with that big win over Liverpool in the big game. And well, I just got to wonder what the future holds for some of those guys. But felt like a pretty big moment there in the Premier League yesterday. Also, action in Italy today. Roma and Cagliari. It got La Liga today. Vallecano and Sevilla. So a little bit of a nice schedule here in soccer today. And I think Gerardo always has us covered. Thank you so much, sir. And yes, the yellow here today. Thank you. Nice to have you here today, as always. And let's be good to everyone. Yes, the yellow. We're very grateful to have all of our contributors. Here's Jeff. Good morning. Stony Mob joining us, looks like for the first time, but wants to say hello to everyone. We'll make you welcome here. Stony, you're in the right place, hopefully, ready to preview some games with me. Dre, hello. Grip Nitty, hello. Perky, hello. Good morning. And who else? Thomas is here. Like it, smash it. Curtis is here today as well. Matt D here, ready for the big week. Oh boy, what can we say about the Super Bowl? I will be making my official prediction today on, well, another show. Been invited to a show with a lot of great cappers. Maybe I didn't have the best postseason over there, but they run their contest, and I'm in line to possibly cash in their little big postseason contest. I had one of the best records. I'm sitting in third place right now at about 43 guys or so that they had, I believe. And it's going to be a little tough to negotiate because it's a confidence pool, but may be able to cash if my pick comes in. And we'll see what my pick will be. I'll be able to reveal it. I'm saving it for a little debut. I'm Ramon Scott, after all. I mean, host of the morning steam with the hottest chat, the chat all stars. So I'll be making my official prediction. I just want to say a few notes about the game, certainly though, but with some of these stats I'll be mentioning tonight, I was kind of preparing my information, my preview a little bit. I think the thing to be focused on the most, some of the biggest trends, of course, heading in, including that strong Kansas City trend in the second half of a 2-18 record to the under so far this season, and also 1-19 to the under in the fourth quarter. That does bode well for Kansas City, right? If they might be looking to pull off a win, or is it their offense that struggles? Doesn't feel like it. You can still get Mahomes if you need him for a late score. But just want to mention, this was an interesting note I saw. You don't always have the top seeds reach the Super Bowl, right? In the last 10 times that a number 3 seed or worse has reached the Super Bowl, that'd be the last 10 occurrences that a team that is not the 1 or the 2 seed in either conference has reached the Super Bowl. Those teams have gone 10-0 against the spread. They've also gone 8-2 against the spread. The only losers were Arizona against Pittsburgh. They covered the spread, obviously, and also Carolina against New England. Carolina famously covered the spread, remember, in that one. And one of the other big things is, covering in your championship game, and Super Bowl teams that won as a dog in their title game of right now on a run of 14-0-1 against the spread. That's teams that won as a dog in their conference title game come into the Super Bowl and have gone 14-0-1 against the spread. And the last 9 teams who did not cover in their championship game heading into the Super Bowl are 1-7-1 against the spread. So I'm not going to give my play away here today, but a little bit of trend information that really key, especially Super Bowl specific trends a little bit, which, hey, this is the ultimate. And really, I'm looking forward to it. Maybe some of the luster's off, maybe because of a rematch, if you will. Our team's really that tired of the Kansas City Chiefs in the underdog role, and does San Francisco lack some of the imagination? They've got spectacular playmakers. I think it'll be an awesome game. Hopefully we get really something special, I would think. Okay, Matt has some of his information there. Uh, Justin, no, you know what? In fact, I hope Justin, I mean, I already made half of our chat go away, you guys, and this is one of my MVPs right here. His really a MVP of YouTube sports betting chat, and that is Justin's job. He just goes around and gives great information in every single great, well, I say great, I mean, in my show too, but all the shows. And I know I speak for everyone doing these shows, Justin. Thank you for all your contributions and really just honest approach, always respectful of everyone, never a bad word, never any conflict with this guy. Really a true pro, Justin. Man, love you. And who else do I love? I just love to say, Lazzy Love. Hello, my friend. And our Thompson's here today. Doubles, thank you for being here. Also, when you get the time to stop by. And oh, Matt, okay, let's wait. Maybe let's just wait and see with Pat Mahomes. Maybe it was some medication or something. You just hope. For him, I don't think we're really going to look too down on Mr. Mahomes, but does kind of suck there, no doubt. Thomas, is this Thomas's pick? Oh my goodness. Joseph Thompson is ready to go with college basketball today, and I'll preview some of the action. I will not be previewing. Well, I am right now, and here it is. Joseph Thompson did a great job the other night, and coming in with a pick here, Incarnate Word against Sela today in one of the games. He's got over 138.5. That one's been on the move higher. So Joseph on the sharp side. It looks like here moving forward. I say sharp side because I think only sharps are kind of moving these games, even on a light card, moving totals early. I'll make a conclusion on that later. I know I don't mean to offend anybody when I call sides sharp or square, but it's usually one or the other, 50% chance. And as he says, free killer Mike. And how about another celebrity arrest yesterday? Noted fantasy football expert Lisa Ann was arrested for taking a video of a concert. And she went off screaming like a Karen on, well, I don't know how I know. Maybe I follow. Well, of course I follow her. She's a noted fantasy football expert, Lisa Ann. All right. Right. Oh, but Perky is worried about Mahomes and something happening. Perky reminds me of the time when I was down there in Mexico on the eve of the Super Bowl and ran into Barrett Robbins. And I said, "Hey, Barrett, don't you got a game to play tomorrow?" And he told me to F off. Stephen Downey, good morning. Hello. Lazzy Love's got to play today. I'll get to the previews, you guys. It's a slow day. And Matt D, I'll watch that. We Are the World. They had a reference last night, of course, on the Grammy show because Lionel Richie was up there. Timmy Tushu, hello. Percent better as well. And I think Justin talking about Rivers and that group. The pressure. You talk about pressure, right? I mean, you pretty much maybe Doc just looking at it as a little bit of high profile. He worked himself into. He's got, I'm sure he's a very smooth man when trying to convince you to hire him or something like that. All right, see some of your great conversation. I won't get too much into it. And percent better talking about the play yesterday with the Jazz. Yeah, no doubt about it. And I was on the Jazz here as well. All right. Gerardo ready to go with a little bit of action. This game's at 3 Eastern and noon Pacific, so please check that out. And cruising through here, trying to find some things that are able to be shown. We might start having to edit a little bit what's going on in there. Let's see. Salty's here today. Let me read. Maybe we can do a little bit of recap here. Also, real quick, college basketball action from yesterday. Still just a little bit of chat. So we gave out the winner yesterday, Davidson and Loyola game. To go over, we gave out that one on the show. Purdue and Wisconsin under. We had that one as our show pick. Perky talking about that exciting game yesterday with the Boilers getting it done. Nice job, Boilers, yesterday. Despite the fact that Wisconsin matched up pretty well with Edie in the end, it was still Edie and some of the other guys as well. But also yesterday we had a show winner here, Greensboro and Furman game to go over. We also gave out UAB here on the show as a winner. We also had Providence of Villanova winner here on the show. And we also had a premium pick winner, Nebraska and Illinois over yesterday. A few more comments from you, and appreciate it, you guys. Get right back. Oh, Mandy, great. Here's a story I should have covered, right, man? I mean, come on. And I'll say this, Matt, and I think I might be the only one kind of making this take on it, right? And I'm honest here, right? I don't come on here to give out crazy takes to get attention, but the onus on me is on FanDuel. You might have a high roller, but if you got a high roller losing 20 million, you better know a little bit more about it, right? I don't know how this stuff kind of works, right? You talk about limits, you talk about, I mean, I know how it works to a certain extent, but I mean, you have a VIP host. A VIP host is there to make sure if I'm a VIP host, I've got a guy. If I've got a client, I mean, I was in the casino business for over 15 years. Been with VIP hosts in a professional setting and a social setting, totally trying to understand from the customer standpoint, right? You're a VIP host that's lost 20 million. I'm going to know that guy pretty darn well, right? Real well. And to me, the problems are on FanDuel here. I think that I don't think the situation will come down to who gets the money back and stuff like that. But better not take this too far, or we're really going to find out some things, that type of thing. So maybe it just goes under the rug. Maybe there even could be a settlement here behind the scenes a little bit or something like that, because to me, the reason it's become a story is, and I should cover it for everybody who doesn't know, the a former employee of FanDuel who was involved in maybe administrative proceduring and how money is transferred, things like that, whatever. He was able to work his way into he was able to funnel funds to his private account where he was a Jaguars executive in his professional life and was living an extravagant lifestyle that even a pro football low level executive, I mean, he was like a, executive of, ticket sales, probably like a supervisor of, maybe even a vice president of, ticket sales or something like that, right? Where he's got probably a decent job, but probably not going to, if you're a VIP host, you can't put two and two together. So that's my opinion of that. He was, he lost 20 million to FanDuel, and then the, Jaguars said, hey, that money was stolen from us by this employee. He went ahead and funded his lavish lifestyle as well as losing a bunch of money, a lot of money in fantasy, actually. So I think that's the money he will not get back. If anything, he might be able to get the Jaguars might be able to get the money back from the gambling portion, but this guy was one of the biggest fantasy players in DFS, so much so that high roller DFS players, and these guys all know each other, basically called this guy the biggest loser. So the guys who profited were the big, guys you see on top of the Roto Grinders list, pretty much taking advantage of this guy. Apparently, maybe 17 out of the 20 million may have been DFS. And this guy was so bad, he was throwing in lineups and then kind of like, me playing in a, $20 Sunday million, forget to put in your lineup or something. And this guy would do it in a 10 dimes at a time. So all right, let's get to the show, you guys. I think you guys have had enough of me here. But let's see. Anybody else to say hi to? Ray Otachi, hello. Thank you guys for everything, especially here. We got some apparently secret super news that's going to be coming out this week. I'll get you more. I don't even know what it is, but they told me it's exciting, so we'll see. Daryl says, anyone like the under in K State Kansas game? Hey, don't forget to check out Tony's video. Like I said, I didn't preview. I just want to give as much content as possible with Tony. We only got a few games. I've only picked 2 college games. So, right. And Edie, what do you think, Salty? I don't know if Edie passes the eye test to me to be a NBA All Star. I do think he can be a starter, but he looks like he could be a languorer for a while, languishing, if you will, in the league for a long time. So, Mike says laundering, not. I'm saying something about a different. He's talking about that FanDuel thing. All right. Let's go, you guys. I agree with this right here, Perky. Joker, he just looked aggravated last night, didn't he? Okay. Thanks, you guys. Okay, I'm ready to go over to Tony'sPicks.com real quick as well and see who did well on the site. I can only manage a 500 day myself in my premiums, but we're still doing okay here, building our roll, and we just need one strong day and we'll get it here. Let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com. I want to talk about all the handicappers over there and pump them up because that's what I do. I'm the hype man for this crew, no doubt about it. And I'm expecting royalties from Gene Got Picks here soon because he had another great day, 2-0. It's all Gene, don't get me wrong, but I'm here to talk about his winners every day. And I'm here to also talk about the man, Tony T. He went 3-1 yesterday. Who can it be but Tony T? Here, 3-1 on the day. Joseph Schultz won his only play. So did Mindy Hahn, and Ron Hahn went 3-2. Ben Ruhala 2-1 on the day. Maybe a tough card, maybe a light card too. I imagine there was some, some 0-1s out there and things like that that may have kept some folks off the board. All right, let's take a look at the last 7 days over at Tony'sPicks.com. Where's the Tony's Picks VIP account coming in with a 60% winning percentage? Over the last week, Scott Doubles Shooty, our man here in the chat, doing well, up 3.25 units over the last 7 days. Joseph Schultz, 60% as well, up 3 units. Ron Crawford, my good friend, author of the spreadsheet play of the day, up 2.75 units over the last 7 days, and the queen, Latifa, the OG queen, 11-7 over the last 7 days. Great to see her on the leaderboards. Over the last 30 days, it is Gene Got Picks up 27.33 units here on the network. Joseph Schultz is up 2020. He's got clear vision right now for sure with his position at 44-24 over the last 30 days. Great job, Joseph. He's been doing it longer than this now. He's definitely part of the team. Nick Lagaretos up 15 units. And there I am, up almost 12 units over the last 30 days. I will certainly take that and could go 12 units in every month here this season. Well, that'd be pretty great. Let's keep it up. Probably Sam Bermurdy quietly, consistently doing it right now with his high volume approach. I think one thing that's interesting as we look at the numbers here in 2024, it's been long assumed, and it still is by a lot of handicappers, that, hey, if you can do it like some of these guys, across the street, they got a couple legends certainly that can do it. Almost set it and forget it. They've got databases so good. But for me, I've got to deal a little higher volume to get where I need to be because I'm not as strong as those guys and just need to crank out my serious percentage that you see here. But you take a look at the leaders here over the in 2024 and how deep this leaderboard runs. You got 13 of our cappers currently in the green here so far this year, including Gene Got Picks, Nick Lagaretos, Joseph Schultz. I've worked my way up there to a fourth here, and I'm going to the top. And Mark Butterscotch Eubanks, great to have him as part of the team. He's up 12 units. Mindy's up as well. Ruben Marlborough, come to Marlborough country. You'll be in the profit with Ruben. Ron Crawford, new to the team, but already showing profit. So Tim Irwin, probably Sam Murdy, Tony's Picks VIP, and the two old ladies that bet consensus. That's when Mindy Hahn and Tiffany Mance agree on their plays. Go to the Premium Picks tab. There you'll find our premium picks. Absolutely, our best picks are over there at Tony'sPicks.com. I'm going to give you my best other plays here. Hopefully give you some free winners in just a moment. But to get my plays today, including 3 packs, 5 packs, 7 packs from our team of handicappers, including how about a couple of packages from me right here today. I've got a 5-pack in college basketball. There are 4 on the extra board, and one's just moved against me. As I was stalling there looking over at the old Steam machine, one of the games is going against me. So not only am I going against the line, I'm not even going to get the best of it, but you will. And don't forget, I've got an NBA 3-pack as well. That might be it for me tonight. I've already seen a couple here that I'm going to give out on the show, and maybe there could be a late mover or 2 for me, but on this light card, who knows? Nothing yet on the ice. We're going to talk about it here on the show. Thanks for listening to my promo, you guys. There, this is what I do. We do want to have, no doubt. Here we go. All right, there we go. Let's get going with the show. I don't even know what I was going to say, so that means it's time to start. Oh, NHL, right? No premium probably for me on the ice today. Want to get back and maybe just see a game or 2. There is a possibility. We'll be giving out maybe just a pardon me. We're ready to go here in Vegas. Just 47 degrees out. I'm sure the teams are quite comfortable coming here this morning. All right, here we go. All right, let's get rolling with the show here and talk of the NBA with the Kings taking on the Cavaliers. Hey, great job by the Kings here on this road trip. Just when it looked like there were maybe some question marks surrounding the Kings, right? I mean, great start, young team. Can they keep it up? Can they, they still have weaknesses, right? I remember when I was all hot and bothered on the show about the Kings. Oh, I'm taking them to win the division. How can they, they're just as good as any of these. That was when the Clippers were in a funk. The Warriors were screwing around. The Lakers were not playing in games. And right now, the Kings are back to a certain extent with a nice little run here. They're also on a long road trip this week. They're not hosting the Grammys, but certainly they've won some games here on the road. Wins at Chicago, at Indiana, at Memphis, and at Dallas. And they did lose at Miami. Remember when Miami had that losing streak? But just a good job here by the Kings to kind of show that they're not a fluke. I guess we still can't put them in there in that championship contender status, but you'd think they could even compete with the likes of a Minnesota or something like that. Given Minnesota's kind of inexperience at handling a situation here, but that's just moving forward. If they get into such a battle in the playoffs, we'll see how it all lines up once we get there. Anyways, for the Cavs, well, they're even hotter, and they are favored in this game. Let's check the line. Cavs here 4.5 and 235. Looks right on there at this point. This total is way up, no doubt about it. This one opened as low as 229. You think, Cavaliers, you might think defense, but it seems like when they get engaged in a high-scoring game, it gets to be high-scoring. They are comfortable kind of in either type of game. Now, certainly they might be perceived as a defensive team, especially given these numbers. But I always say when you see a situation like this, right, the total was as low as 229, maybe 230 in a general opener, even some of the highest openers, 231, 232. It's still going up. And you have a team in Sacramento that's 9-17 to the under on the road, 4-8 to the under as an underdog. Cleveland's 3-7 to the under in their last 10 games. So you have two teams that are kind of known for kind of playing some unders, and this total's blowing through the roof right now. Cleveland's gone under in 4 of their last 5, and this series has gone under in 4 of the last 6 meetings. But again, this one just continues to go higher like they have tomorrow's newspaper. Anyways, for these teams against the spread, they're both doing quite well. The Kings are 9-3 against the spread as an underdog this season, and the thing that you have to wrestle with here is just the fatigue factor of playing all these games on the road right now. And well, maybe it's a pretty low number here. Cavs just favored by 4.5. They're playing so well. Let's start to get your comments. They're really loading up already. No need to have me go, when we got you guys. So, all right. Daryl's ready for the UFL schedule. They just released the schedule today, 43 games, and Daryl wants a champion picked. Daryl, we're going to be in the UFL. And I probably won't even know who's on any team, and I'll just be firing away because those are the leagues I just take the cues from the Sharps, actually. All right. Here we go. Percent better's got Cleveland. Dre will ride with the Cavaliers. Tony, thank you for your college basketball plays in the chat there today. Brent doesn't like the Kings on the road. He's been passing on all this free money this week. Brent, you're the man, though. And Tony said he'd have to take Cleveland this one. Justin giving us Cleveland. Thomas on Cleveland. R. Thompson on the Cavs over. Salty says bet Cleveland this morning already. Ari said maybe it's about the over here with Ari. Good morning and Herky. But Thomas wants to go under. He's not. Just hold on, Thomas. Right? No, in fact, I want to say that there's actually been the buyback may have already started actually on the under. Quite frankly, it may have already reached its high point. That's something about these NBA totals. I'm moving a lot earlier right now just because the swings right now. There's no doubt the books are opening wrong as according to bettors and odds adjusters, odds makers. Right now, what we're seeing is a lot of movement overnight. So I'm having to move earlier on my totals at this point because we've got to get that best info out and let people know the way this is going. Please join me long-term packages if you're interested in this type of service. But all right, let's see here. Cabs for Daryl. And Tony says he's ready to just take a break from the NBA till after the All-Star break. This is where I want to step it up personally, but we'll see. Probably should just fire these college games. Yes, the yellow. There you are. Hi, my friend. Thank you for that great salutation. Justin also with a prop here tonight. Turner likes the Mitch props. Don't know if he likes over under, but I'm going to guess it's over. Here's Ari says, give me Cavs and over. And that might be it on this one. Oh, I've got the Kings here in this one, guys. I'm gonna even try to sprinkle the money line here. Been very impressed right now with the way the Kings have been playing. I think they're live in this one. Mike, always with great information, telling me about a Big Mac deal. And now I want some fries, and it's 6:45 in the morning. I always go to McDonald's though on Fridays to get those free fries Friday. And well, with the app, you always get something free every day, it seems like. All right. Here we go. Next up, it's the Mavs taking on the 76ers. Well, good game. the latest news, there has been some new updates about Joel Embiid. It looked like at first he may. Actually, I don't have the latest update. What it said was that Embiid was actually going to go with a rehab approach, but now maybe going to a procedure. Nonetheless, we're still looking at. It feels like every day that goes by, and we'll make a decision here, I'm sure, or the decision maybe have already been made. I just haven't got to it yet. Saw a story across the ticker that did say that he was ready to undergo a procedure. So it sounds like there may be an incision here. It's a meniscus flap, and if anybody follows, I only play a sports medical analyst on YouTube, but a meniscus flap situation just seems like the longer they put it off, the longer the 4 to 6 weeks is going to take. So um, hopefully Embiid get him back to the playoffs. Sixers still have a good record. I think they're proven that they can still win on the road. The emergence of Maxey, hopefully he does not get all worn out or whatever the Sixers need to do to maintain. Just try to get some home games. Try to get one of those seeds. Milwaukee's, just shoot for Milwaukee if Boston gets away. Just try to stay in a good position. You've got a superstar like Maxey. I'm going to say it right now. When I, say things, I don't toss the names around. You have stars, you have superstars. I'm putting Maxey in the top category, joining the group of great players in this league. You got one on a few teams. Some teams have two, maybe you got three. But Maxey, certainly a big time scorer and facilitator, great player, and we'll be loving what he does. And again, I think there's value to be had. Maybe not here today in this one, actually, but the update on Embiid. Anyways, let's go with this one. Sixers here, 30-18, Dallas 26-23. But take a look at that line right now. That might be different from if you're seeing it for the first time, what you saw before you went to bed. It's 2 at Circa. It's 1.5 at a lot of other places. Total here, 243. Pretty high here, though, looks like, to a certain extent, right? When you look at this one, you've got a situation where the Mavericks here, I don't think it's Embiid based necessarily with the injury, right? It's the injury we've known about. Maybe because it looks like Doncic is questionable for this game. Maybe the news is trending that he is going to play. Look, I don't think there's that much of a decline. Well, there is a big decline without Joel Embiid. I take that back. I mean, we talk about sometimes you get a player's averaging 20, 21, 22, 25 points a game, right? You can make do, you can do, but 35 points is a lot of points to replace in any lineup with any number of minutes from any number of guys, right? So it is going to be a little bit tough, but I would look for maybe, just maybe a little bit of overcompensation here. Trying to find my argument here on the Mavericks, actually, but I just want to say moving forward, right? I think the Sixers are a team I'm going to still look to get on a little bit, especially with Maxey. You guys are ready to comment, looks like here to me, so I'll roll with it. I'll get to a few stats here, but let's see here. It's Mavericks for Ray Otachi. He'll take him on the money line now that they're favored, it looks like. Daryl says, give me the Sixers and the under. And Tim Humphrey under in the 60s, in the 60s game, in the Sixers game. Daryl talking Maxey with me because you mentioned it, Daryl, right? You got Irving injured but probable. Looks like Kyrie will be in there tonight. Kleber's questionable again. Lively out. Exum out. He's been fighting the injury bug. Injuries for the Sixers include Batum. He's out. Lofton is out. Tobias Harris is questionable. Bob Cub still out. All right, Mike's on the Mavs. Dre's leading to the over here in this one. And maybe Thomas is going to try Philly. R. Thompson's on the under. And Brent's got his projections here as well. So yeah, I've got Kyrie, guys. I've got Kyrie as probable in this game tonight. Hey, that's our job here. I know I kind of blow it sometimes with giving out the latest injuries, but I think it's seen that I'm solid on these injuries and always keeping you one step ahead here. And remember, any breaking injury, I don't put it in the Discord, or if I'm not at my computer, I don't either. But I think our Discord guys who have the notifications on know that in this business, out of these talking heads on YouTube, I can get you the information. I believe some of the fastest in the business, quite frankly. And I'm just a guy sitting here in Las Vegas, sitting in front of screens all day. But turn on your notifications; you're going to get some great updates from our crew. All right, hey, in this one, I'm taking the Mavericks. I'm laying 2 points here. Maybe I could cover a few. I actually can't argue with any trends or anything. I'm kind of looking at a little bit of momentum here. It feels like with Dallas, not momentum in as terms of winning, but they need to win to a certain extent. They've lost 2 in a row to Milwaukee and Minnesota right now, coming here to start a little bit of a road swing at this point. They've failed to cover in 4 straight, but we know the Sixers have been struggling without Embiid at this point. Again, I'm looking to get on them here a little bit. Maybe the value of the price. Maybe that's the other thing too, is kind of the couple losses here. They just lost to Brooklyn. They did beat Utah, but they were on a little bit of a losing streak before that coming in. So maybe there's just a little bit of feel that way with Dallas right now, and I actually do like Dallas in the game here on the road against Philly. Scenario based here in this one, but all right. Okay, the Lakers are going to take on the Hornets, and the Lakers continue their long road trip, the Grammy road trip. The Grammys, they need 10 days to get it all set up so that all those, so Tay can come in late, and all the things that were going on last night at the awards ceremony. You can't have a basketball game there for about 10 days before. So that's why the Lakers, the Clippers, have been on a long road trip. And for the Lakers, wow, they've looked great all of a sudden. Darn these inconsistent Lakers, right? They beat Boston. They beat the Knicks in a tremendous performance the other day. Great job by the Lakers. And they're going up against the sad sack Hornets, who can't get anything done right now. They can't win. They can't cover. 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 They've just lost 2 games. They're getting pretty much this kind of spread every game, and they can't cover. They couldn't cover 11.5 against Indiana. They couldn't cover 15.5 against OKC. They couldn't cover 6 against the Bulls. They couldn't cover against the Knickerbockers. And they couldn't cover against the Jazz, big 15 or 10 points. So the Hornets are just in a real rut right now, no doubt about it. Just want to say, that Philadelphia Dallas game we just mentioned, the total might be on the move a little bit lower here. All of a sudden, we'll see. Just saw some steam rolling in. You heard the ding-a-ling there in the background, kind of cluing me into a little bit of move on the under. I haven't seen it take place yet on the books that I have set up, but does make you wonder a little bit about the circumstances with the personnel, especially, Luka's the big question mark kind of in that game. So we're kind of still waiting for info. I'll still probably back Dallas without Luke. There it is. Okay. This is why you're on with me live here, you guys. Just want to go back to, so I don't know. I'm not an expert market reader. I'm not here to toot my own horn. I mean, heard the ding-a-ling. I saw the move here just seconds ago as I'm talking about it, and I'm saying it might happen. there it is. The steam comes through right now. It is on the under in the Dallas Philadelphia game. If you are interested in the under, hey, I just saw somebody in the chat said they liked over. Just wait a minute before you go bet because you're going to get the best price. I'm showing 242 right now at Bet Online, 242 right now at DraftKings. So this one is on the move lower right now. Breaking news: steam coming in, and to me, that immediately has my ears perky with information that maybe, just maybe, there could be a situation with Luka Doncic and that turned ankle that maybe he may need this one off. Everybody still needs days. If you got Irving and if you're Luka, maybe a rest spot. Not saying it at all, but the move is on the under there officially right now. Let's go back to our game here between the Lakers and the Hornets. Talking about how bad the Hornets have been, 2-8 against the spread in their last 10, 15-31 to the under, 15-31 against the spread overall, 7-15 against the spread at home. Pretty crummy, certainly, right now for these Hornets. And the Lakers certainly don't feel like the team here that, you want to lay 11.5 points with, but maybe even against the Charlotte Hornets here, the Lakers, and the way that they're, support group is playing a little bit with Austin Reeves. This guy's turning into an all-star practically at this point. Notice I didn't say star or superstar. He's on the third level a little bit. He's still a pretty nice-looking player, Austin Reeves. Lakers have covered 9 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams. Lakers have won 8 of the last 10 games against Charlotte. And these two teams, of course, just meet a couple of times per season. Lakers have gone over in 16 of their last 19 games on the road. The Lakers have covered 10 straight times when coming to Charlotte for 10 straight years, or maybe 11. I don't know. I always say when I'm doing my little program spiel, used to just say 10 straight years. The pandemic, half the games, of course, got eliminated as neutral site games. So I don't know off the cuff sometimes when the game's on the road. So I got to go back specifically. So, I know that they're 10-0 against the spread. They play once a year on the road there. I don't know if I'm not going to go back every time and figure out if the bubble game was in the city or in the bubble. So it may be 11 years, it may be 10 years. Nonetheless, a travel situation into Charlotte. Lakers covered 10 straight meetings against the Hornets. The Hornets have failed to cover now in 7 straight games. They're on a 7-game straight-up losing streak. And 5 of those games came at home. Let's get your comments. And I'll make the call here too. See what you guys have. Here's Brent. Already got his numbers up for this one. He's got Lakers blowout here. Of course, didn't even bother to cover the information with the stars, right? I think we don't know. We don't know. And I think the feeling at this point for me is for the two guys, hey, if we can get it done without our guys, right? They had such a good time watching on the bench the other night. Why couldn't this be a spot? One thing that sometimes they've said about the star players, right, is, and I don't think they make the decision to try to anticipate, but how they always say, hey, we bought our tickets to go see the stars, right? And the stars weren't in there. Sometimes the stars have kind of said, this is what I heard on one of those NBA podcasts that everybody listens to. I don't. I just listen to the excerpts. And so this may have been a guy talking out the side of his neck. I don't know. But the superstars are like, hey, that game's not sold out. So they're not really there to see me specifically in this one. That is the game I will choose to aim for a sit out. They're disappointing less people, if you will. So Dre can't bet the Lakers. Thomas is on Charlotte. Daryl, I'm easily distracted, Daryl. I am one of those. Well, I only really watch the Grammys. I love the Grammys. And who didn't like Joni Mitchell? Who didn't like Billy Joel? Nice job, Billy Joel. That was a really great song. Really great. thought it was real great. I thought I thought the end was better when when he sang his big hit. But good job, Billy Joel. I think you got yourself a little hit. The thing debuted at 11 on the Billboard chart, so I think that one could go higher. Nice job, right? And I do like. Get it back to the basketball remote. I do like that Miley Cyrus song. Sorry, I think that one will stand. Not, I don't think it's a stand of the test of time, but I think Flowers is one that you can listen to for a few years and it won't lose too much of its uh, luster a little bit, even though she was really obnoxious, good obnoxious. So in a way, all right, Lakers here for doubles. And who's laying? Justin says, who's laying a dozen with the Lakers? Solo, thank you. Hornets are terrible, but maybe 10. Maybe it's worth it. I don't know. Lakers will find a way to give it away, right? Doesn't Dre? It almost feels like rest. Get Davis or give him the day off. Bring me down to 8.5 or 9, or maybe it won't be. I guess if they're out, actually, that thing will move a little bit more. Bring it back down to about what 7 points, maybe 6 points and let the reserves just take care of it. They'll probably cover. You have to lay 11 or 12, and maybe that's where we'll get in trouble. Actually, give me the other bad news about Jared Vanderbilt. Looks like a bad foot injury, and looks like his season could be over. Really bummer for this guy, just getting started on his career and looking like he might be an NBA player. And a couple of injuries has kind of put him down here for the season, it looks like. All right. Let's see. Rodney says Lakers under looks good. Make sure you check out Tony's videos on the NBA as well today. Here's Tim on the Lakers. And somehow, let's see here. Wow, Rodney. Oh, I'm sorry, Rodney. Let me fix the stuff. Let me fix it. Oh, I do have it at 228, but it is 227.5 right now. No doubt this one has been on the move lower. And I don't want to give anything away because this one's not on my premium list just yet, but it was definitely teetering there as a potential play, certainly. Bo Dunn, great to have Bo. Nice to see you, my friend. Great job as always. Check out Bo's videos and support Bo. Can I say it? But he, one of the best cappers I know on YouTube, certainly. And well, in his category, he's elite. If anything, for sure. Thank you, Bo. It's an honor to have you stopping by, no doubt. All right. And Timmy wants to make sure I'm using astrology for my Super Bowl pick. Okay, Ray says go under with the Lakers game. We got to move on from this one, don't we? And get it. So can I make like little? Can I say like, hey, if LeBron and AD are both out, I'm going with the Lakers minus 8, or they'll probably be a little lower than that, but I'm just And if they're in, I don't want them. I think I actually do want them though here today. I'll take the Lakers. I'll lay whatever it is. Really feel bad for these Hornets, man. Hopefully, maybe the Lakers will be bumbling around today with the Hornets, and maybe they'll blow it. But I'm just going to take it and lay it and hope the guys take a day off. And I'd rather have the bench come out there and play a game today and have Reeves light it up. It feels like today. All right. Let's go on, man. I'm talking a lot on these games. Seems like less games, the more I ramble. Warriors and Nets here in this one. And not a great game, right? With the way the Nets are coming in here. And the Warriors, it seems like it's slipping away. The Curry game, right? The 60 points, but still looks a little bit tough here right now for the Warriors the rest of the way, man. They might be losing a little bit of momentum, probably just not quite enough. And if anything, barring for now, look, they made changes in their front off a little bit. I mean, we know that we've seen Bob now on TV, and We'll see, but what can the Warriors do to fix this, if anything? And you just got to wonder what the future holds for the core group. So, anyways, for the Warriors here, they come in with a 12-8 spread record on the road. The Nets are actually 14-9-2 against the spread at home. They're also 9-7 as a favorite, but the Nets have been, in a funk in general. But they've been hot of late, and maybe they're just starting to pick up a little momentum. I don't know where it might be coming from, because it seems like just when you want to get on the Nets, they start to blow it again. But they've won 3 of their last 4. They beat the Sixers, beat Utah, beat Houston, all quality opponents. This line is actually down to 1.5. If anything, the move's been on the Warriors here. Total 237.5. This one continues to kind of move lower here in the early betting cycle. The Nets won and covered that game against the Sixers on the road. Before that, they were at home and did pretty well. But before that, they were definitely struggling to find themselves a little bit, and everything's kind of slipped away from them. The Warriors are coming off that loss where Curry scored 60 points, but they gave up 141 points to the Atlanta Hawks. They did win at Memphis. They did win at home against Philadelphia. Before that, Warriors as an underdog this season, 11-6-2 against the spread. So they do, give a good account of themselves as a dog. And, I don't necessarily think it's been, it could say been personnel related in some of those, that maybe they were dogs, but when Green was out, but, he's a major player, but great in their history, no doubt about it. Nets have covered 10 of the last 13 meetings between the two, even though the Warriors have won 11 of the last 16 games between the two teams. Golden State just 3-11 on the road in their last 14 games straight up. Definitely not great. They've covered 6 of their last 9. However, they've gone over in 11 of their last 15 games. Golden State here in Brooklyn, come here once a year, 1-5 ATS in the last 6 trips to BKN. Brooklyn's lost 5 of their last 7 at home. And they've also lost 13 of their last 15 at home. So, like I said, they picked it up a little bit here, but still the Nets, not much of an identity here at this point. You got 2 teams just sub 500, certainly right now. So, actually going to take the Warriors here on the road to beat my Nets. I mean, if I had to choose between, the Nets, they're maybe my number, I don't know, probably one of my top 5 favorite teams, but just because I'm a fan of the owner, that's all. Can I be a fan of an owner? I'll take Golden State here today, plus 1.5 against Brooklyn. Get some of your comments here maybe on this one. All right, let's see here. Nets can't cover 2 in a row, says Rodney. And Perky, looks like a little bit of breaking baseball news there a little bit. I'd be interested to see that. Justin on the Warriors. Thomas says Warriors, better team. Okay, I don't know, Thomas. I don't think they're good. I don't think they're that good. That's the problem I have. I'm taking them, though. I am taking them. Don't get me wrong. And I'm just happy that they're losing, quite frankly. But I don't I love Steph Curry. I mean, I think he's great. I like Klay. I think Klay Thompson's an incredibly intriguing story in his career. Don't like Draymond Green. I don't think he's a very classy guy. Do I admire the way he plays? Absolutely. You want a guy like that. You want that jerk on your team that is going to do everything it takes, even if it's above the rules, right? If he gets penalized, nothing I can do about it. I've got that guy on my team, and I wouldn't stand for it though. I'd let him punch me out, standing up in his face, because really is never stand up, right? I would have been, if I was Poole, I would have been going after him even again. Let him do it again. All right. Pool's looking. How about pool last night? All right. Here we go. Sincere gifted. Nice to always see you. Thank you. You've got the over in this one with the Warriors, it looks like. So does Ray Otachi here. And Daryl says, go over in this one. All right. And all right. Come on, you guys. What's going on in there? I don't want you guys. I mean, I didn't see anything. I don't want to get crazy over there in the chat. I'm trying to focus on the games, you guys. All right. Clippers and Hawks in this one. Clippers continuing their road trip here against Atlanta. And yeah, Atlanta was able to knock off Golden State, right? Funny, just want to mention, go back to that. You guys talked about that Lakers game. Maybe we're going to see some movement here now to the over. There it goes a little bit. Maybe coming back a little bit there. We'll see. That'd take some real work, actually. It's down to 228 right now. Okay, Clippers and Hawks here. And this one we're looking at 3 and 242. Yeah, looks like that's about the spread right now. So that's a move on the Hawks, which is interesting, right? Because we know we have the Hawks, the worst spread team going. We'd be living on a faraway island right now if we just would have known to bet the Hawks early against the Hawks early and just keep it rolling. Because right now there just seems to be, no way to recover from that terrible record. But whatever the case may be, the Hawks all of a sudden are the hottest team going. Well, one of them, they've won 4 straight. Good job, Hawks. Here, won 4 straight, covered the last 3 at home here. Long home stand. They beat Golden State. They beat Phoenix. They beat the Lakers. They beat Toronto and have covered 3 straight games as well coming in. And they're getting the points here at home despite this 14 and 35 spread record, 7 and 18 against the spread at home, 7 and 16 against the spread as an underdog. The Clippers, one of the best spread teams around right now in the last couple of games. They're 25 and 14 against the spread laying points, 7 and 3 against the spread in their last 10. See the total here at 242. It continues to kind of go lower here in this one, despite the fact that Atlanta, they're 16 and 9 to the over at home, but it's the Clippers that'll drag you down. The Clippers are 10 and 15 to the under on the road, the 15 and 23 to the under as a favorite. And the Clippers are kind of known to play these unders, but we just had them last night in that game. Against Miami, we gave it out here on the show. That was a pretty good, I thought, pretty easy winner, quite frankly, yesterday. Clippers game to go under. That's what I'm going to do here. Man, it almost feels like a premium, but it was 245.5. And I don't know. I think there's still some mileage left here in this under if it's going to still be at 242 at this point. I don't know if I'm going to give it. I'm not going to give it out as a premium. I'm going to give it out right here, right now on the show. I'm going to call it near freemium. It feels like it's a pretty good play, actually. I like the under, the Clippers and the Hawks here. Move is on the Hawks, and I still don't know. I still don't know. It might be too close to call at this point here for me. Let's get your comments. I've already made my play. All right. Hey, I want to say hello and welcome to Brian P. here today. All right. Perky, I'm going to let everybody go here in a second if here in this one. All right. Look, that gentleman has been a fine contributor. I didn't even see what he said. You guys will have to hit me up and let me know what's going on. That person has made some quite fine comments in the past, continuing with the theme. So I missed it. I'm sorry, but just want you guys to tone it down too, though. Okay, let's see here. I want to talk about this game, you guys. Clippers and over here for Daryl, and Dre's on the Clippers here. And who else? Clippers, they are playing D, says Perky. Well, that's what they do. They slow it down. They play the defense. Now, the first game of the series here right now, but last year we did go for 233 here in Atlanta around the same time last year, just a week earlier. And yeah, the totals totally dropped, Rodney. Let's do it. Let's go under here as our play. I think under is the way to go. And Rodney's going under. And Perky says, no way the Hawks are going to win it today. Justin says, Hawks money line. And Brent Cook, Clippers money line. What else we got? That might be it. Let's go. Yep, grip. I'm going under in this one. To see you. When I see Grip Nitty, I want to, and I see the purple G, and I just think of Grimace for some reason. Grip Nitty, can you change your avatar to Grimace? All right. Mike might be saying, yeah, I think this is it, Bert. This better be it. All right, they're going to get back home. One more, though. Right, Brian, if we only had tomorrow's newspaper today, but that would take the fun out of it. Oops. Yeah, well, Justin, I just talked you up as being Mr. Cool, and then that happened. It was almost like I thought you guys were trolling me or something there or trolling the things I said, because you really are just all class. Usually staying right on with the program. I count on you to bring us through the program sometimes with consistent picks on every game, because I do want to have some picks on every game from our team of Chat All-Stars. Okay, one more in the NBA tonight, and it is the Toronto Raptors taking on the Pelicans. Well, it doesn't sound like a thrilling game, certainly, and the way this game is looking here right now. The widely reported steam did come in on the under here in this one, with the Raps and the Pelicans. And the Pelicans are going to be a big favorite here, of course, with the way things are going right now. Pelicans continue to look pretty decent, I'd say, right now this season, with their current run, if you will. Yeah, sure, they've lost some games there on a losing streak, but they've come back now and won 2 straight, beating Houston on the road, San Antonio on the road. Now they're here at the Pelicans. This is the 5th game of this road swing here. And look at this. Is this 230.5 now? Oh, boy. Jeez. Maybe even down to 230 at some spots. This one continues to go lower, and I think I can see why with this matchup right now, with Toronto absolutely going in the wrong direction. Still, it feels like, having lost the last 2 games. They did cover last time out against OKC. Remember, they were getting 8.5. They barely covered, but for the Pelicans, they are 14-10 against the spread at home. Toronto 17-9 to the over on the road. It should be noted, but they are 3-7 to the under in the last 10 games, and they're coming here in here against the Pelicans team that I think they're kind of starting to be known a little more. I don't know. I'll say more for their defense, if you will. But all right, let's get. I'm probably going to lay it, you guys. I don't know if I don't know if I can drum up any good statistics that would say, hey, lay these 11.5 points with the Pelicans right now, other than what we already know about this matchup coming in. Toronto having lost 7 of their last 8 games, just 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games against the New Orleans Pelicans. Toronto's 11-5 straight up against the Pelicans, but that was a different version, I'd say, of the Pelicans. They actually have covered 15 of the last 20 times playing here in New Orleans. That's 2 decades of sample size, but it's always been a good trip for Toronto. If that means anything. Toronto's gone under in 7 of their last 10 games. New Orleans has gone under in 4 of their last 5, under in 4 of their last 6 at home, and 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under. I'm going to lay the points here with the Pelicans to rub the Raptors here today. R. Thompson likes the over in this one. Justin says, give me the under. He got it a pretty good number. Yeah, probably had to hit this one early, but it still looks pretty solid. Brent has it going over, though, it looks like, and this sneaking over now sneaking over. He has it way over Pelicans. He's got Raptors and over, but, I'm sorry, Brent. His projections have, his Sims have Pelicans and over. Want to make sure I make that point. All of Brent's numbers are computer simulations that Brent runs with his, I believe, with his power ratings, possibly. Make sure I got that right, Brent. But I show them so frequently, I want to make sure that once in a while we cover exactly what your figures mean. There are only a set of predicted score figures that we ever run on the screen. So appreciate you, sir. And he always posts them as well in the Discord. Oh, and Doubles here has a play over for us in the Discord. Thank you, Doubles. Thank you so much. And it's on this game, on the over. So thank you so much, Doubles, for contributing to the Discord picks. And one of our cappers here. And I hope I'm doing a good job as the hype man for our site. And can't wait to join you in any way, shape, or form for any kind of on-air discussion or whatever we can do to collaborate, Doubles. This is it right now, right? Our collaboration to a certain extent. Great job being with the team. Thank you so much. All right. Grip, did you do it? Oh my God, did you do it? Is it going to change soon? I can't wait. I'm making people change their avatars. Pelicans team total over. Let's move on. This show's been crazy. I'm crazy. And they're still keeping me around. So great. All right. We're going to go to college basketball action. I've just selected 2 games. I knew we had some previews from Tony. I'm going to let him handle it here. Look, I mean, how many times can I talk about the Kansas Jayhawks, you guys, or Virginia Cavaliers and their games, right? Tony will handle those today, man. And I'm going to just cover a couple of games. If you got a request, I'll touch on it. So, all right. I'm starting off with, I've got it backwards. I'm going to start off with this one. Late game on the extra board here. I've already, my premium pick package today has 4 extra board games on it. I'm heavy in the HBCU conferences today. So let's talk about this one with the Jaguars here on the road. This is nearly a pick 'em here. In this one between Southern and Jackson State. And I'm pretty much skipping the whole. We're going to do just the last 2 games of each board here, pretty much, unless you guys are really hot and bothered and want Ramon Scott's picks off the cuff for any other game. Let's go to this one here with all right. I think I got it. I think I'm ready. All right, Jackson State comes in with a record of 11-9 against the spread here. Currently 8-12 overall. Southern is 10-9 right now, straight up, and 9-9 against the spread so far. Southern has gone under in 11 of their 18 games this season, but 7-6 to the over on the road. So they've had some road games go over. At home, they're 0-5 to the under. So if anything, maybe you look at, on the road there, maybe that does, to me, factor a little bit to the over, especially at this number, maybe at 143 to a certain extent. Yes, Southern has gone under in 10 of their last 13. Jackson State also been going under here, but I'm going to kind of go off, believe it or not, some of the numbers that I see more metrically, it feels like to me, and I'm going to take the over here in this one. I don't can't really debate too much about it, quite frankly, when it comes to these couple of this matchup, because I think it definitely kind of points to the under slightly, and even spread wise, I don't know if we can really discern much between these two teams. So I think it all has to be kind of about the metrics and these two teams right now. You look at in the SWAC right now, Southern sits atop the standings at 6-2, but this obviously is expected to be a pretty tough game for Tayron Joseph and company here at Jackson State. Kenny Evans, certainly of Jackson State, top players probably in the conference right now. Southern has won and covered 3 straight games currently, including a road win at Alcorn, getting 2.5 on Saturday. They also drubbed Mississippi Valley at home. They beat Pine Bluff at home as part of this cover streak. Jackson State has lost 3 straight games, failed them all at home against Grambling. They lost by 8. They won at FAMU as a 4.5 point. They lost at FAMU, I'm sorry, by 2 as a 4.5 point favorite. They also lost at Cookman by 9 or by 11 as a 3.5 point dog. So Southern's been hot the last 3 games. Jackson State has not over the last 3 games, but I'll look to go over here. So, Jackson State's gone over in 2 of their last 3 games. Southern, maybe does it with defense, certainly statistically, but they're just pretty much, consistent, it feels like, overall. And let's see, it was just the first meeting of the season. Yes, this is the first meeting of the season between these two teams, and they will, let's see, it will be the only meeting of the season between these two teams, it looks like, in the SWAC this season with that conference. So right now, as I said, Southern here atop the standings, atop the standings currently in this one. All right. You guys doing anything with this one? Give me some info. I don't know. Thomas Lewis already on Jackson State. Mike's on Jackson. And Grip says, "What did I do on the Toronto game?" I'll definitely give it to him here, even though we passed it, because I went with the Pelicans. Grip. Justin on the over, R. Tomps on the over. Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad you guys are kind of on the over here. Remember, this was Justin's Stacks play of the day, so that's interesting. I didn't realize that. Cool. I know, Justin. I know what it was about now. And hey, I'm not, Justin, your sampling of your record, I know it's out of just consistency, and that's part of your point. To make the pick. I don't care. I wouldn't care if it was 37 and 140. A man who comes in and makes the pick every day, regardless, to me is of what your character is about. So I have no problem. Even didn't put the record, coming in, putting the play, that is doing the work, and we know that. Hey, I can tell you 137. I don't care what that record. That is a small sample. That does not matter to me at all. The record and it's just out of your consistency in doing it. I appreciate very much, and transparency, and that's all we got right in this business. That's why I've joined this team here at Tony's Picks. I like having documented plays, double checked by service that grades it independently, so I could say, hey, look at the record. It's tough to pick when we all know it, no matter how talented we are, and think we are great cappers. It's tough, right? We know it. So, all right, that's why I'm proud. And when I'm sitting there and I say, look at my record, 56% for the year, I'm proud. I'm proud. And that's what I want to, we want to do. Oh, I'm sorry, Jeff. Do I got a bad line up there already? Let me fix it. And again, I just have these lines in there. 145. If I'm going over, I better get it right. Thanks for catching that, Jeff. Appreciate it. And Jackson State about a 1.5 point favorite now because Justin's pick got out there. So I'll let Justin handle the side here. I'll put him down as the picker, and I will take the over, and so will everybody else apparently in the chat. Thanks, you guys. Glad we liked that game. Yep. Yeah, no doubt, Just I get it. And look how bent out of shape I got, right? And look how it got me in trouble. And I don't even think I did. I don't even think it was. I think it was the way. Ari, do I do two team? Yeah, I do 2-team parlays actually. And great point, Justin. You know what? Consider putting the units in there too, if that's the case. Maybe it's one thing to put the record right, and that's the thing. Some people, Justin, I don't know if you know, but some people will put like they might be betting a bunch of money line favorites and saying, "Look at my record; it's 72%." And they're in the negative, but you got those plus money plays. I mean, so consider also maybe putting units in there. But I know it's tough because they'll be like, "Oh, my unit's this," and "What's your unit?" or whatever. And again, that's why, like everyone said, even Mindy and I had it out right with someone in a chat one time about, oh, what's a 100? Everybody, one unit is one unit. No, one unit's not one unit for everybody. In fact, these picks that these are like my elite picks. So they're all my strongest. So yeah, I mean, there's probably a little bit of variance in there. The variance probably should be based on the line movement a little bit, right? Here's the thing. If I give out a game at -7 and it goes to -9, that does suck. It's probably still a play. These are premium plays. I expect to win these games by a decent margin when you go premium. And when I say decent margin, I don't mean a 5-point favorite's going to win by 20. I mean a 5-point favorite's going to win by 7, 8, 9, 10 points. You got to be realistic in all this. You could go on there and say, I've got this team. And maybe sometimes we do feel like this will be a blowout. This team's really, and we say it and we exaggerate. But really, when you're really talking about the numbers, right? And you're trying to adjust your power ratings. A blowout is an anomaly, no matter who the teams are. A 20-point favorite that wins by 40, even that's an anomaly to a certain extent. It really should land near the line. That's why all these games, when they land near the line, we're like, wow, it landed near the line. The bookmakers know what they're doing. No, it's the public who knows kind of what they're doing on those games. So, right, Jeff? Look, I finally got the benefit of one of those overtime games, and then it came right back to bite me again. So I was whining last week about losing 7 games in 10 days on totals over, and then I finally got a game that was it last night that went under, and I got a benefit over, and then another game went under that I went over on. So, or what is it? You know what I'm talking about. You, Jeff, knows what I'm talking about. Maybe not before 2 weeks ago where we were talking about when I was losing those. Okay, one more here. I've got the over in Southern and Jacksonville. You know what it is. It's the Eagles here taking on the Vikes in this one. And Eastern Washington is favored here on the road. And we've already seen some widely reported steam coming on the over in this game. And right now, this one opened as low as 2.5. Right now, Eastern Washington's up to a 5.5-point favorite. Man, is Clyde Drexler out? No, wait, Portland State. Oh, Portland State. Okay. Well, they are up to a 5.5-point favorite here. I mean, Eastern Washington has been pretty okay against the spread. Portland State definitely has not been perfect. That's for sure. But Portland State does come in 14-8, and so does Eastern Washington now. Granted, in conference here a little bit. Let's take a look because Currently in the Big Sky, it is Eastern Washington at 8-1 in conference, currently sitting atop the standings, 2 games ahead of Northern Colorado, 2.5 games ahead of Montana. Currently in the Big Sky, but this one's not going to be easy to go right on the road here against Portland State. Portland State's 5-4 in conference, but Eastern Washington with Cedric Coward, certainly the star performer for these guys. Eastern Washington, they're number 1 in defense in conference play, number 2 in offense. Were on a big time roll before they lost last Thursday on the road at Montana State in a bit of a surprise. They should be able to roll their conference here. They are expected to, win outright all these games left. Portland State's been a nice story here, certainly of late, with a 3-game winning streak. Pretty good for them, actually. They beat Montana at home, Montana State at home, and Sacramento State at home, and they're getting the benefit of another road game here right now. Fourth straight home game. Did I say road? Fourth straight home game here for Portland State, where they've gone 8-1 straight up this season. Eastern Washington just 7-8 straight up on the road, but Eastern Washington 14-6 against the spread, 7-3 against the spread as a favorite. Portland State 7-2 against the spread as a dog, and this one continues to go up, giving Eastern Washington certainly a lot of credit here, and the line, what can I say? The line just keeps going higher at this point. I mean, it feels like it's kind of getting a little bit out of control. I mean, I liked Eastern Washington. I mean, easy to say it, whatever it was. I think it was actually 2.5 opener. 2.5 was the opener at Bet Online. For Eastern Washington right now, coming into this one, they've covered 12 of their last 14 games overall. They've won 10 of their last 11. They've covered the last 6 meetings against Portland State and won the last 8 meetings overall against Portland State. Eastern Washington 8-1 against the spread their last 9 games on the road. Portland State, they've won 4 of their last 6. We mentioned how strong they are at home. They've also gone over in 7 of the last 9 meetings here at home against Washington State. And 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Portland hasn't been great against the spread in conference. Man, this spread just goes higher. I'm still probably going to take them. Let me see. And let me see if I could pivot to the total. I don't necessarily want to give away this runaway favorite, but I do kind of like them here. And might actually go full double play on this one. No, I'm gonna give out Eastern Washington here. Lay 5.5. It doesn't feel real comfortable. Portland State, really great success here against the spread. I do think we have a class difference. I think Eastern Washington actually runs them out of the building. If anything, maybe I will stay away from that total over, but I like the total over too. To me, this one gets into the 150s for sure. And I think that's where Eastern Washington ends up pulling away from Portland State. But I'll just play Eastern Washington here against the spread as my free play, because maybe if I'm going to get on this over, I better do it soon. I don't know if it'll go much higher, but it might. Just went up again in the last hour here, it looks like, and it's a pretty hot mover, man. Let me Portland State and the over right now. I'm not going to play it as a premium, but Eastern Washington and over as my play on this game. All right, appreciate you guys here. All right, Perky, we can't be doing that, brother. See you tomorrow, my friend. I can't let anybody, I just can't have these comments on there, Perky, about our team here, my friend. Gosh, Perky, why do you do this to me? Okay. there. Let me see. I think I've just deleted everybody's comments. I think I might have just screwed up the whole show. I can't see anything anymore here. Sorry about that, everybody. The show might be over here. Just can't have that. Damn it. Darn it. Can't have that. All right. I can't even see any more comments. I think I've really screwed things up. Let me get on with the hockey here, get out of here before I lose all the viewers. We got 60 of you here right now, and I hate that my friends are saying that right now. But all right. Here with the Islanders and the Maple Leafs a little bit. And just going to make these picks and go, man. I feel bad right now here. Isles on the road. I'm going to give them a big chance here today. I'm going to take the Islanders actually to beat the Maple Leafs out of the gate and start us off. And I'm probably going to like the under here. Maybe going double play. I don't know if I'm going to have anything in hockey on the premium level here, but okay. Great. Thanks, R. Tomps. There, Perky, I have to over and every day. So, all right. And okay. Anyways, Islanders and the under here. Maybe we can go a little bit. Brent's on the Leafs, so we got the Brent challenge already. It looks like here. Look, I get it. The Leafs are, certainly looking pretty good here right now, and they are a big favorite here today. But for me, it just I'm right out of the gate. Here's the projections here. Salty. I'm hoping for a little bit of volatility out of the gate here. And again, the Islanders are a team that still has been kind of making some money here a little bit. They've had their issues, certainly, but still sitting over 500 right now. They've won 4 out of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. Islanders have 4-1 ATS last 5 here against Toronto. Toronto's also gone over and 4 their last 5 meetings with the Leafs. And here. All right. One more here. I don't think you guys have many comments. Here comes a few more comments. Okay, maybe Barrett says 1 goal game, so he gives me the benefit of the doubt here. I'm not going to take that one, though. I'm taking him on the money line. I'm not going to lay $1.75 here with the maybe I will. Or maybe I'll put a little, maybe I'll go +1 in this one. All right, one more here in the NHL tonight with Colorado and the Rangers here. I like that last game a lot better than this one as far as the plays are concerned. So let's just look at it as if right now those are my favorite games. It feels like my favorite game, that first game, compared to this one. This one feels a little bit tougher to me right now. I'm not even sure which team might come out on top. Rangers $1.15. Maybe I'm saving it for a premium. Maybe I'll play the total. All right. In this one, you've got $1.15, 6.5 over 20 here. The Rangers here. The total, let me see. We've seen the total. Yeah, still 6.5. 6.5 over 20 still. Okay, that's fine. Boy, can I take a pass here? I'm going to go under in this one at 6.5. Look, these two teams do have a tendency to put some goals up in these roles, especially Colorado on the road, and maybe the Rangers even at home have given up a few here and there. Maybe you might consider this value. I know the talking heads have been talking of value here on the Avalanche, but I don't know. All I know is the Avalanche is 30-19 to the over on the road. They're also 5-1 to the over as an underdog. It doesn't happen very often, but here they are, a dog today. They're also 15-9 to the over on the road. Rangers, we're putting up some overs here out of the break against Ottawa and VGK. They beat up on Ottawa 7-2 in their last game out for Colorado, coming in from the break on a 3-game winning streak here in this one. And this is the first meeting of the season between these two teams. All right. Oh no, Perky, you were doing me just fine. But you know who's on the uh, we're still a team here at Tony's Picks, no doubt about it. And I still support all of our folks here. We can't be talking negatively or on the channel. I'm not going to stand uh, for that. And uh, got some big things coming. I'll let you know. All right. Okay. Here, Avs moves to 110, says Brent. He's got his projections here. You, Perky, are always very complimentary. I see what you're saying. Maybe I did take it the wrong way. Oh, Perky went bye bye. Okay. All right. Nothing I can do. He said it was the last straw actually the other day with me, so it might be over. One of the few friends I've got. Oh my gosh. But again, everybody leaves me in the end. I'm very thankful for the 67 of you in here right now, and that's going to do it for the show. I've got the under in the Colorado game. Apparently, I don't, Ari. All right, Salty's going under here with me as well. So is R. Tomps. Thank you very much, everybody, for your time today and staying with me here on the morning steam. Be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. I'll reveal my Super Bowl pick at that time since I'm going to be giving it out today on another show, and I'm ready to go for the Super Bowl this week. Thanks so much, everybody, for stopping by. We got hockey rolling again here. Going for the week. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, everybody. I really do appreciate you very much. Please, no hard feelings with any of you. We're just trying to have a respectable chat here and get along, and that's what we have to do. This is Tony's channel, folks. We have to really respect the time he gives us here and the space to deliver our information to the 40,000 subscribers. So please be respectful of everyone. That's the way we have to do it. I mean, look, if any man in this industry has the credibility of running a tight ship here, right? It's Tony T. No frills, no nonsense, serious sports talk. We don't look. I give it a little frivolous. I know that, and they, sometimes say, "Ramon, turn it down a little bit." And that is part of my personality. They know that, and I'm so thankful for these guys. We got some big things coming up. They told me be on the lookout. I don't even know what it is, so I'm excited and hopefully being a part of it. And I'm going to make sure we kind of keep it the way Tony wants it around here. That's the way I like it too, because I'm actually quite serious, more so than a lot of people might think here. Sometimes people say I'm too serious. All right, Poppy, thank you for. Hey, hope everybody caught Poppy's great UFC. Thank you, Poppy. Wow, what a huge night that you gave us in the chat. Thank you for that, man. That was awesome. UFC. I don't mean to hype it up there too much, but that was cool. Thank you for your contributions as well. Thanks to everybody today, as a matter of fact, including Perky Sanderson the third. Thank you, my friend, so much. You don't know how much you actually do mean to me. Doubles, Mike, Brent, Thomas Lewis was here. Art Tomps was here today. Salty, Ari was here today. Jeff Schramm, thank you for everything this week as well. And Justin here. Glad we got that under control. We can't be, you guys, I'm expecting you guys to be the ones that feel everybody comfortable. We want to make those people. I've tried to even reach out to Chad. I want everyone to feel, hey, take your shots at me. I think I can handle it. Maybe I can't. I'm soft, but no doubt. All right, who else was here today? We want to make everyone feel welcome. Please, you guys, please. All right, here we go. Mike, Daryl Turner, of course. Sincere Gifted was here today. Brian P., no doubt, was here today. Rodney Barton, Tim Humphrey, Biggie stopped by today as well. I want to thank him for coming by. I'm thinking Yes the Yellow. If you're still out there, Yes the Yellow. I know you guys are down on him. Yes the Yellow. Yeah, no reason to criticize the records. Hey, criticize my record. Look at the Chad challenge. Come in here. I'm 33%. Okay. So there. All right. Tony was here today as well. Percent Better, thank you for everything. Thomas Lewis, thank you. Tim Humphrey as well. Thank you, all you guys here today. Appreciate everyone. Salty, I'll hit you up there, Salty, with some questions you had. Fernando, Gerardo, my guys here. They're everybody's guys. I just feel like just having their support is so important to me. I'm not BSing. I'm not making this up. I'm very thankful for everything that's going on here at Tony's Picks. So, all right, Grip Nitty. He's going to be having Grimace, apparently. Curtis Mann's here today. Also, Stony Mob was here. Thanks, everybody. That's it. That's the show for Tony'sPicks.com. I'm Ramon Scott.
Who can it be showing up with Tony T? Yes, Ramon SEO. To the double T, befuddling these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing now. It's plain to see. The morning scheme is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game is sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this.